Hey there, Chef D Malfi here, and welcome to Plant-Based Made Easy. Today, I'm going to be talking with you, the viewer, about why you went plant-based, why you've chosen this as a diet or lifestyle, and I would love for you to share. And while we chat, I'm going to be making with you an easy and delicious lunch. I'm going to be making chickpea salad sando, one of my favorite and most delicious salads that you can make, and it's definitely my favorite since going plant-based, and I'll tell you why. It's nutrient-packed and it has a ton of flavor. It's actually even better than tuna. So let's get into it, you guys. And if you want this recipe, I encourage you to check out my cookbook. We're working out of issue number 8. This is the cookbook right here. And you guys can actually buy this as a one-off cookbook. It's really a great resource. It's going to give you a month full of recipes, breakfasts, lunches, dinners, snacks, sweet recipes, and even staples like yogurt, cheese, bread. It's awesome. Now, you can also subscribe to get a new cookbook every single month. And I hope that you consider that option because you get 20% off all of the cookbooks. And every month you have the newest delivered right to your inbox. And it's really an awesome resource if you are looking to go plant-based or keep yourself eating healthier in using this as your lifestyle. I am definitely here to help. All right, so let's get into it. Let's make some delicious chickpea salad. Now, I love this as a sandwich, but today I'm going to actually put it inside of some lettuce leaves as little tiny cups, and it's really going to be delicious. So I'm going to do an overhead cam so you can see what I'm doing here. And to this, I'm going to add just the first things first, some chickpeas. Now, you can use any legume, but chickpeas are going to be the best bet for this salad because they're creamy and they mash up and they end up tasting very kind of meat-like. So you get a nice little chunk and it's great. It's like very similar to tuna. Now, I'm using marinated chickpeas. Hi, Carla. And these are marinated with parsley and lemon, but you can use regular canned chickpeas. And if you use canned chickpeas and you want to save yourself some sodium, make sure to rinse your chickpeas and drain them, and that'll remove about 1/3 of the sodium. Now, I'm using marinated because that's all I had in my cupboard, and I like to use what I have, right? Keep it simple. Okay, so to this, we want some flavor agents, and I'm going to add my flavor agents first so that the chickpeas really start to take on the flavors that we're going to add. Okay, so first I'm going to add, this is an awesome ingredient. This is dried mustard. Now, I'm using Coleman's dried mustard powder, and this is really good stuff. Now, you probably use this a lot for if you were once a meat eater, marinating meats and things like that, but it's really, really great for veggies and especially great for legumes. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this as my flavor agent, like a 1/2 teaspoon. And that's going to give you a nice tang. It's going to give you that mustard tang without adding too much liquid to this. And the liquid that we're going to use is vegan mayo. But before we do that, let's season it with one more thing. I want a little bit of black salt. So if you're not familiar, let me show you what black salt is. I'm going to show you in the overhead as well as the front view. Now, you guys, this is black salt. It looks kind of pink, right? It is. It's a bit pink. Now, it's Himalayan black sulfured salt. The official word or 2 words for this is kala namak. Kala namak is black salt. It is Himalayan black salt. It is sulfured. And if you want this chickpea salad to taste like your traditional chickpea salad, your traditional tuna salad, I should say, this black salt is going to give you a very sulfury kind of eggy flavor. And it's really great. So I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of this. And as soon as you get it out of this container, you're gonna smell it like smells like eggs. It's nice. It's really great for scrambled tofu and stuff like that, but it's also really good for like chickpea salad sando to make it mimic kind of like potato salad or tuna salad. It's fantastic. Okay, now the next thing that I need is some mayo, but we're going to hold off on that. I just want to get these ingredients mashed together. So I'm going to use a fork here, and I'm literally just going to mash up my chickpeas. And while I do this, I'm going to ask a question because I'm super curious. It is Testimony Tuesday after all, and usually we have a guest on the show on Tuesdays to talk about their story for committing and going plant-based. But today, I wanted to just ask you. I see Carla's here, Karen's here, and Marie's here. And ladies, will you share with us, why did you decide to make this commitment to either go plant-based fully or somewhat? Now, I know some of you are fully plant-based, some of you are somewhat plant-based, but will you drop in the chat box, what was your intention? What was your personal intention for making this commitment and trying to change the way that you eat and therefore change the way that you live? please let me know. I'm curious, was it something that something that occurred over the last year? Does it have to do with COVID? Did it have to do with your health goals? Is it really about someone else in your family and you really wanting to support them on the journey? What is it that encouraged you to go plant-based? Will you drop a little line in the comment box? And we've heard from 2 different people in our community now. Please go back and look at and watch the past Testimony Tuesday episodes. You'll see that we've actually interviewed Cindy Strong from our community, who is an awesome member of our community and our Facebook moderator. She's a moderator for the Plant-Based Made Easy Facebook group. So check that out. But Cindy came on as our first storyteller of our Testimony Tuesday, the first show that we ever did, Testimony Tuesday. And she shared that she went plant-based because she had a bunch of health issues and she couldn't sort of isolate what it was that was making her feel not so great. And so finally she decided to try plant-based eating, and it completely changed everything. Her body pain went away. She feels like she is actually a little bit healthier all around. And now some of her family members also have joined her in her commitment to eating plant-based. So Cindy Strong has a great story because she's actually now cooking plant-based for her family. And I think it's really inspired not only her children, who she lives with, but also her husband and family and friends and things like that. So really kind of great to hear from her. All right. I love this. Thank you so much, Christy. Christy went plant-based. She said, I went whole food plant-based after doing a detox because I was having so many health issues and doctors couldn't explain. I felt great after the detox and I looked into whole food plant-based and went all in. That was almost 2 years ago now. Cindy, Christy, I mean, I want to give you a loud applause right now. I am jumping for joy for you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And the reason I love you being a part of our community is because you commit, you go full in. You are like one of these people that is, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it fully. And I have a feeling that's how you are in life. So I really commend you for sharing and going whole food plant-based. That's no small feat. If you guys aren't familiar, what is whole food plant-based versus regular plant-based? Whole food plant-based is really kind of the more specific diet and lifestyle. And that means no oil, salt, or sugar. And really, that's what plant-based eating is all about. It's getting us back to our whole foods. And so when you commit to a whole food plant-based diet, what that indicates is that you don't consume salt, oil, or sugar, or if you do, it's in moderation. So wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Christy. I really appreciate you being a part of our group. Yes. All right. I'm seeing that health issues, type 2 diabetes, that's another thing in the chat that people are saying. Thank you for sharing that, Marie. Yes. I also see that Karen is mentioning that it's better for the environment. I love that you're mentioning this, Karen. Thank you. Yes, it's like definitely a part of why some of us commit not just to the diet aspect, but to the lifestyle aspect of veganism or plant-based living. And that is that the food that we eat is important, but also the actions that we take, the ways that we purchase, the way that we clothe our bodies, our purses, our leathers in suedes and silks, any animal products whatsoever. Usually what ends up happening, or a lot of the time I should say, is that when people commit to this lifestyle, they start to really see it beyond the kitchen. So it's no longer just like changing their eating habits in the kitchen, but as well as other aspects of their life. So thank you. It's better for the environment. And I could say a lot about that. You guys check out our past episodes of Plant-Based Made Easy because I often talk about the implications and the impact of animal eating on our environment. And it is not a pretty thing. So thank you for saying that. All right, let's get back to the chickpea salad sando, and I'm going to add some crunchy bits. Now, this is some of my favorite parts of this salad. So you can see I've mashed up the chickpeas. It looks like tuna salad, right? It certainly smells like tuna salad as well. It's got all those same flavor profiles. Now, the next thing that I need is some celery. And again, if you want the quantities, buy this cookbook, you guys. You're going to love it. It will be a resource for you. You won't regret it. It's going to give you a lot of really great recipes. And especially this recipe, I love a good sandwich or a salad recipe. So this takes care of both my loves for salad and sandwich. And it's so nutrient rich. The reason I'm saying that is because you're going to get a ton of delicious protein, but also macro and micronutrients. So a lot of great fiber in this dish because we're using celery here. And this celery is organic. This is really wonderful, crunchy, green, delicious celery. It's going to give you a nice crunch, but also a nice bite. And I love to just dice it up really kind of tiny like this. Throw it right in. You want to kind of match the size of the chickpeas or the squash chickpeas at this point. So don't do too big of bits here. Make sure you dice this pretty small, pretty fine. And that's in. Now, the next thing that we need is something pickled. Now, this is really important, I think. I'm going to use a little Cornichon, which is a tiny little pickle. And I love these. These are pickled with white wine, mustard seeds. So good. Salt, really yummy and tangy. And this is an awesome addition to your chickpea salad sando. I love relish in my tuna salad back in the day when I used to enjoy tuna or salmon salad. And so anything that's kind of like pickly, it's going to give you that sweet, sour flavor. And that's going to really kind of cut the creaminess and the richness of the chickpeas and the mayo, which we are going to use. But you could also use yogurt. I'll talk about that in a second. All right, so I'm, again, just dicing up these little pickles. You can use regular whole pickles as well. You can use even sliced pickles. Or how about pickled jalapenos or pickled pepperoncinis, those pickled peppers, Italian peppers that are pickled in a jar. I love those. Use anything that you want. You could even use pickled green beans or beets, but you just want something that's going to give you that like acidic, delicious crunch. All right, I'm going to add my Cornichon pieces. Again, I've diced them really tiny right to my bowl here. I don't want anything. I don't want to waste any bit. There we go. All right, the last thing is something oniony. I think it's really important. The oniony is going to match really well with the pickledness that we just added. So I'm going to use some Mexican scallions, and these are Mexican scallions, you guys. All of the produce from Plant-Based Made Easy is brought to you by Melissa's Produce, and just take a look at these. These are Mexican scallions, which have kind of a large bulb on the base, but they look like regular scallions on top. They're really great. They're crunchy. They're mild. I just think they're so delicious. So I'm going to use up to the light green and then all of the white parts. And because the bulb is so large, I'm just going to slice it in half first, and then I'm going to dice it up. All right, and then go ahead and give it a quick dice. And I'm using my sharp chef's knife here. Make sure that you guys run a really sharp get a sharp chef knife in your kitchen and run it over your ingredients like this by kind of holding them at the base and then letting the blade do the work. And if you're in the market for some really sharp knives, I'm doing a springtime King Shan cutlery knife giveaway starting tomorrow, you guys. I'm going to be giving away the S1 series. It's an amazing set from King Shan Cutlery, a full set of knives. So check my Instagram at Chef D Malfi for that. Tomorrow I will be posting the details, and I hope that you'll consider entering because it's going to be a fun giveaway. It's going to run for about a week. All right, this is wonderful. We have our ingredients. We have all of our crunchy bits. I'm going to stop here and I'm going to see who else is going to share. Okay, this is wonderful. Karen has shared. Why did she go plant-based? She has arthritis. It was getting worse. And she felt that by changing her diet to exclude foods that cause inflammation, that it would help. And she also wanted to lose weight, about 18 pounds. And she feels better. Karen, thank you so much for sharing. That's really awesome. I'm really proud of you for taking a stand for your health. It's not about the weight loss. It's about taking a stand for your health. And I can see that is very clear to you. So brava, as they say. Really, really awesome that you're a part of our community. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. Let's talk about the mayo. We're going to talk about mayo now. This is vegan mayo, you guys. It looks absolutely just like regular mayo. It's white, it's creamy, it's delicious. But Christy is actually offering an amazing whole food plant-based substitution, tahini, you guys. If you don't want the oil in your whole food plant-based from this mayo, if you want to cut all the oil out of your diet and you don't want to use mayo, you can use tahini. Now, tahini is awesome. It's sesame seed paste, and it is going to give you a ton of protein. So just a few tablespoons is going to give you a whopping like 10 grams of protein. It's really great. So tahini is a really great substitute for mayo. Thank you so much, Christy. Great recommendation. Did you used to use tahini before going whole food plant-based? Was this a staple in your home, or is this a new ingredient that you discovered? Curious to know. And hi, Jennifer from Scotland. It's good to have you. Jennifer, what time is it in Scotland? You always commit to coming on the show and joining us and viewing no matter what time it is. I'm really excited that you're here. And Jennifer, I want to ask, will you share your story? Why did you decide to commit to this diet or lifestyle? Why did you commit to plant-based eating or living? That's what we're talking about And I would love to hear your story. You guys, give this a quick mix and then take a look. This is a chickpea salad sando, and it is ready and totally delicious. Oh, Jennifer, it's 7:30 in Scotland. Well, listen, this is going to be dinner for you. I think that you're going to love this no matter what time it is. And this is going to be a fantastic lunch or dinner. Now, I'm going to eat it for lunch today. And I'm going to actually serve it in these delicious little salad cups. Now, I'm going to use Little Gem lettuce. These are from a delicious farm in California. These Little Gems are super yummy. I love them. And they're little tiny lettuces that are kind of harvested when they're small. They're harvested before they're fully grown. And they have these beautiful little cups. When you take the leaves out, it kind of looks like a little cup. So this is awesome. I love to serve my chickpea salad inside of a lettuce cup like this. And Little Gems are my favorite because the Little Gem lettuces are sweet. But you can also use endive or endive leaves, and that's going to give you a more bitter flavor, but that also works. I definitely have made that many times before. And so I have 5 washed and dried cups here, and I'm just going to, I want to just like arrange them. And always, did you know that it's actually more aesthetically pleasing to plate or to decorate in odd numbers? So that's why I'm going to use 5 here, because it's more aesthetically pleasing. That means that it's going to look better on the plate when we have odd numbers. So before I plate this up, let me just give it a taste. I want to taste for salt. I want to taste for acid, for pickling, for the pickle flavor. I want to taste for all of those things. Oh man, it's so good. It's creamy, it's crunchy, it's delicious. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to a spoon here. And what I like to do is kind of create a really big mound inside of these lettuce cups, which I'm going to do. Kind of have to start with a little bit, and then you can add a little bit more because it'll stick. Place it down. And some of these little tiny cups are tiny, so you have to really kind of start small, and then you can, again, layer on top. Beautiful, right? Now, if you wanted this to be a little sweet, you can add little bits of apple. You can add beets. You could add golden raisins, regular raisins. You could add even goji berries, which would be fantastic. Whatever you want to make this right for your palate and your flavor profile, add it. Whatever you need. Sometimes I want my chickpea salad to be a little sweet. So sometimes I do golden raisins or cranberries and walnuts as opposed to celery and pickles. Sometimes I just do apples and celery. Same with this, and I keep the scallions in because I like that onion with the apple. So really kind of make it however you want. I always say that. Modify these recipes to make them perfect for you and your family. Oh, and I forgot to mention another great substitute for, I said I was going to mention this, for the mayo would be vegan yogurt. Now, my mom used to do this growing up because my mom was kind of like a health nut growing up. She would try every different type of fad diet. And then when she realized that that wasn't kind of helping her in her health goals, she really kind of started to just enjoy whole foods. And so she started to opt out of things like mayo and creams and things like that. And she would substitute it for yogurt. And then now my mom has recently gone fully plant-based. She's almost been plant-based for a full year. Her and I and several other family members, like my dad's, went plant-based, as well as my stepmom, Rosie. All of us committed to going plant-based together last year. And it was right after I finished my show at Disney last year. And I was just like really kind of feeling super inspired by the show that I produced at Disney last year for the Food and Wine Festival. And after that experience, I decided, you know what? I came home from that and I was like, I'm going to stop using animals. I'm really going to commit to this lifestyle because I think that there's something to it. I think I not only energetically and spiritually, but definitely physically, I definitely feel a lot healthier. I also feel just a lot better. Like I'm doing something for the environment as well as my body. So that's a little bit about my story. I'll continue to share my story, and I hope that you'll continue to share your testimony with us because I want to continue to hear from you. Why did you choose this lifestyle? Why do you enjoy eating and cooking all these delicious plant-based foods, you guys? Here's our chickpea salad cups. Look at these. These are really cute and so delicious. I love this. Oh my gosh. You guys, I want to take a bite, but before I do, I just want to say, I see you, Jennifer. She went plant-based because she wanted to be healthy and not eat a lot of meat. She wanted to switch that up for eating a lot of veggies, lots of cool, stories here. Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm going to be doing this every Tuesday. So if I didn't get to your story or put it on the screen, please come back and share your story again. And I know your story will continue to evolve as mine has. So before I close this show, I want to actually just give this food a little gratitude and I want to taste this. Thank you, food. All right, I'm going to grab one of these and here we go. I've already prayed on it. Now it's time to taste. It's so good. It is like everything I want. Creamy, it's crunchy. It's got that really flavorful, filling feel to it and taste. It's so good. You guys try this recipe. Make it your own, like I always say. Enjoy it. Thank you for the love, you guys. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Jennifer, Christy. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, everybody here that's here. Carla, I appreciate you guys. You guys come back for more. I'm going to be back in the studio on Thursday for this delicious recipe. This is the cover photo of issue number 8, and I'm going to be making this with you. This is an amazing dip, avocado, spinach. It is so good. You will never need another dip because this one's going to fulfill all of the things that you want. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday. And until then, make it a great one. Peace out.